Hi everybody, and welcome to our new online classroom. I just wanted to show you a couple things about Zoom and how it works and how we'll be using it in the class and some of its features so you can be savvy users when we start to do this. Now, we'll be sharing a link to the course. You'll be able to find this either in an email or a link next to the course on my ASU. You'll be able to see that there, and then you can join my classroom. Here I've already joined a test classroom as students. You can see what it looks like from your side. And the very first thing that's really important is that you start the session by muting your microphone. So you want to mute your transmit audio down here, and it'll say something like you're muted. You can press Alt-A to unmute or press the thing like that. And the reason why is because if everybody is talking, then that is going to be really challenging for everybody to hear me and stuff like that. So mute yourself until you have something to say. Then there's two other features that are really handy. First thing to do is to open the participants window, and you can see who all is joined here. So I've got the host, which is me on another computer, and then there's me that is joined, and that's what you're seeing here. And you can see I am both muted and not broadcasting video. And typically you'd see me inside of the big window on Zoom as we're doing this, but I'm trying to do a screen recording thing, and it's a little wonky. So we're a little, it's going to be a little weird, but typically you'd see either my screen sharing or something in the big window. And then as a person, as an attendee, you'll be able to do things like right here is raise your hand. So you can raise your hand, and I can see on my console who has raised their hand if they want attention or something like that. If they have a question, I can call on them. I'll be watching the participant window as well. Or I can ask yes or no questions and get a quick poll through there. Another thing that's really handy is the chat window here. So if you click the chat thing, then you can ask a question of the instructor. I'll see a little notification, and you can talk to each other, and I'll be watching the chat window as well. So you can ask a question in the middle of a broadcast, and I'll capture that, and then I'll be able to answer it as part of the broadcast. There's a couple other things that are really useful. One thing is that I can do some polling, and what that looks like is if I launch the polling, what you'll see is a little pop-up window like this, a little test poll, and I can say, I can select one of the options and then submit, and then I'll see the responses on my thing, and sometimes I will share out the results, and everybody can see what the response was of whatever poll that I was using. Another thing that's really cool is a breakout room, and I'll show you what a breakout room looks like. So in a breakout room, what I can do is I will set up some rooms, and I'll assign you to rooms. Typically, it'll be in small groups or something like that. It might be random, but basically when I launch them, you'll get an invitation to join a breakout room, and you should join it. And the breakout rooms are typically just a few seconds, and now you're in a private you're in a private Zoom chat with a particular other person, right? So rather than the whole class, you're in a particular one. You can work on small projects or work on little things that I have. And sometimes these will be timed, and there'll be a little announcement that goes out that says, hey, you should come back to the main room or something like that. And all you have to do is say leave the breakout room to return to the main session at any time, and it'll transition you back into the main session where we'll be doing the sort of main big broadcast of the situation. So those are the basics of using Zoom, and we're going to try and keep it as much the same as a normal section as possible. So watch Canvas for announcements about the Zoom schedule and things like that. We'll be meeting during the normal times of the class, whether you're in a lecture or in a lab. We'll be meeting over Zoom using during those normal times. So you're expected to be coming to class over Zoom as we go. So if you have any questions, please reach out to the instructor, and I'll see you in class.